Alright, next question if you want to pause and try is try to solve this beast if it comes up. Alright. Oh no! It's not factorable. So I'm going to go to that quadratic I showed earlier. So we're going to do negative 6, right? Plus and or minus square root of negative 6 squared minus 4 times a times c, right? All over. That's good. 2 times my a, right? Hold on, we'll get this in there. I feel like I need a little lamp. Just calm down, Zoomy. Easy. Alright. Any questions where I got any of those numbers for that? Will this work for any quadratic you'll ever see in your life? Yes. Yes, it will. Alright, so this becomes what? 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus 40. Bum, bum, bum. Not only is it quadratic, but it's a gnarly one. That's square root of negative 4. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. No, we aren't in that world anymore. We're not in Kansas anymore. Alright. What do I do when I see a negative in my square root? What do I have to pull out of there? An I. And then what's square root of 4? 2i. Hey, I have 2 i's. Not that I'm bragging or anything. Alright. So now can I are these all divisible by 2? Yep. Yep. So divide everything by 2. Okay. So yeah, be careful. You might get some that have a square root of a negative, perhaps.
That's the answer.
Yep. Well, you have your 2 answers. If you're listing in order from largest to smallest, for this one, it would have been 3 plus I, 3 minus I, and then if they ever give you something to divide out of it, your real number, well, perhaps if it's smaller. But 3 plus I is bigger than 3 minus I. Okay. Next problem, find all zeros using rational zero theorem of that beast. And if you remember for my videos, that was the P over Q. And I believe if you're using Dr. Webster's, it was A over B or was it B over C? One of those. So you're dividing your two, your first and your last, all the factors, and then you plug them all into it and see which ones are 0. So give it a shot, or at least list out your P's and Q's. Alright, what do I do with my list of factors now? Plug them into the equation. So what happened when I do, what's f of negative 1? Is it 0? It is not 0. What am I plugging the negative 1 into? Where? Into all my x's, right?
All your x's, no.
Yep. What's f of 1? F of 1 was? It wasn't? Uh-oh. So f of 1 was not a 0. What should I be doing on my calculator right now? Second entering. F of negative 2 was 0. Because where am I putting that negative 2? Hey, make sure when you plug that in, what should it be in? Make sure that sucker's in parentheses or else you're going to have a bad time. Right? Well, you might not. Maybe you had too good of a time. Alright, what was f of 2? Also 0. Do you guys get the picture? All the way until we get f of negative 5 is 0. Right? So once I get to my 3 zeros, do I have to keep plugging in?
No.
No, because how many zeros am I going to have?
3.
At most 3. So my 3 zeros in order of smallest to largest are negative 5, negative 2, and 2. Try to find your zeros of this beast by factoring. Factor it.
Ah, sigma.
Now if it says
You have to group it.
you have to group it. Yeah, if it says factoring, you have to this beast. We only have one tool to factor, correct? If it's a trinomial, so we gotta look at first group, second group. Alright, what can I pull out both these? An x squared. Y'all see that or not? What can you pull out both these? This is the tricky part for the factoring.
This is the easy part.
This is a plus then a minus, right? This is a minus and a plus. So what do I gotta pull out? A negative 9. Yar? Alright. Group them. Ooh, this one works out well. Yarnar.
Yup.
Now, what's my 0 for this part? Just 2, right? Do y'all agree on that? Because 2 minus 2 is 0. I gotta stop putting my pen there. It's not focusing well. Like someone I know. What do I do with this part to find my zeros? Yep. Oh yeah, you could factor it. But I'm just gonna set it equal to 0 and solve it. Right? Now whenever I square root, how many answers do I get? 2. Right? You get the negative 3 and positive 3. If you're good at factoring, that factors out to x plus 3, x minus 3, right? Difference in squares. If you go on to pre-calc or calc, difference in squares comes up a lot. So my 3 answers in order would be negative 3, 2, and 3. Right? So, let's look at number 5. Mr. Twilliger buys a stock at $600 per unit. He thinks it's going to be worth $1,200 after 10 years. Write the equation for price over time years, assuming linear growth. Then find how much it will be worth in 6 years. Alright. So, the hardest thing that people have with story problems is what's your y and what's your x. This one, the equation is for p. So I'm going to have p equals something. So I'm going to have p equals. So if I have p equals, that would make it my y. Okay, so think about that. P is going to be my y. So when I find slope, I'm going to do my change in y. Change in y over my change in x. Now here's another piece of advice. If you're ever given years, 99% of the time, the years is your x because that's your independent variable. Can I affect time? Not yet, but no, I can't. Time is usually going to give me the equation. Okay? Time affects your y. So what's that? 600 over 10? 60. That's a good slope. That's my slope. That's my rate of change. That's how many dollars I expect it to go up every year. Which 10% a year? That's really good. That's really good. So I have a slope, right? Do I have a point I can plug in to find my equation? Yeah, I have 2 points. I have $600 at 0 years, right? And I could use always use the one with 0. It's just easier. This point would give me 0, 600, right? So now we could get really cool or really tricky here. Wouldn't that just be my y-intercept? Because x is 0. If you graph that 0, 600, that's your y-intercept. So do I have a y-intercept? Yeah. Do I have a slope? Yeah. So can I just say P equals my slope times t plus my y-intercept. That's my equation. The nice thing is your y-intercepts are also your initial value. Did we have an initial value at 0? Yeah. If I didn't have it, you could have done your y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. But a lot of times we have an initial value. Keep this one in the back of your head for the earlier problems in the study guide, right? You have to find the equation given 2 points. So that's my equation. And then if it asks how much it's going to be worth in 6 years, what do? I plug in 6. So it's at $960. And that's it.